Thank you, Nick. And as we were talking about a few minutes ago, it's almost here. Thousands of people flocking down to Southern Illinois for today's solar eclipse. And our Julia Rozier is in Carbondale detailing the excitement for an out-of-this-world experience. Julia?
Alexandria, that's right. We're here in Carbondale, Illinois at Southern Illinois University. We have our eclipse glasses. We are ready to go. We have thousands of people lined up here at Saluki Stadium waiting to get into view the eclipse from there. Let me give you a look at this line. Now, the stadium supports 15,000 people. SIU has sold over 11,000 tickets for the stadium today, so we're expecting it to be pretty full. We've talked to so many people in line today who've told us they've traveled as far as South Africa, Georgia, parts of Missouri, Chicago, and other parts of northern Illinois just to be here today in Carbondale. Reporting live in Carbondale, I'm Julia Rozier. Back to you.
Thank you, Julia. Wow, a big crowd out there. And of course, we're all excited for the eclipse. And if you can't make it down to Southern Illinois to the Path of Totality, there's plenty of fun events in our area to watch the event with members of the Springfield community. Some local organizations are putting together viewing parties that start in the next couple of hours. The Lincoln Library in Springfield will be hosting a party, and Lincoln Land Community College and UIS will both have parties open to the public as well. For more information, visit our website, Newschannel20.com.
It's almost here. Thousands of people flocking down to Southern Illinois for today's total solar eclipse. Our Julia Rozier is in Carbondale detailing the excitement for an out-of-this-world experience. Julia, what is going on out there in Carbondale?
Lamaya, that's right. We're here at SIU in Carbondale inside Saluki Stadium. We're now just a little under 2.5 hours until that point of full totality. The excitement, the energy of the whole community here can be felt everywhere. And let me show you this stadium behind me here. This is Saluki Stadium. It fits 15,000 people. They've sold 11,000 tickets, so you can see that it's starting to fill up. We've talked to several people who have traveled as far as South Africa to be here today, Georgia, Missouri, other parts of Illinois. But we'll keep you updated throughout the day. Reporting live in Carbondale, I'm Julia Rozier. Back to you, Lamaya.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited. We'll keep you guys updated on Newschannel 20, of course, all throughout the day. But those are your talkers right now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Skryzak.
And I'm Dawn Sterling. Did you watch the solar eclipse? Thousands, of course, flocked to Southern Illinois today to experience totality.
Our Julia Rozier joins us live now from Carbondale with one of the organizers of a huge viewing party at Southern Illinois University. Julia?
Dawn, Stacey, that's right. I'm here in Carbondale where we watched that solar eclipse earlier today. And now I'm joined by one of the organizers of this big event here at SIU. Sarah Van Voren is here. She's the director of outreach and communications. Tell us about the day.
Yeah, so today was fantastic. We had a lot of awesome stuff going on. We had our second day of our Astronomy, Science, and Technology Expo, second day of our Art and Craft Fair. We had food vendors on campus, concessions in the Banterra Center in the Saluki Stadium. We had an area and a lawn on campus near our athletic facilities where student groups were doing fundraisers. But our culminating event was really what we did in Saluki Stadium. Pre-show activity started at 11, had a show from 12 to 2:30, and the showcase and highlight of that show was the eclipse, and it was magnificent.
Yeah, it was. And you know, thousands of people were here in Saluki Stadium earlier today. How many people exactly were here?
Yeah, so in Saluki Stadium, we had 13,500 people in Saluki Stadium, but we had 30,000 people on campus. There were people on every lawn, in every parking lot, everybody simultaneously watching the eclipse. It was awesome.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Reporting live in Carbondale, I'm Julia Rozier. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Julia. The totality today lasted for 4 minutes, 9 seconds.
With thousands traveling to and from the Path of Totality, traffic around Illinois, of course, was heavier than normal and could still be as people want to go home. The Illinois State Police advising drivers to be patient and courteous on the roads. Give yourself extra time if you're traveling on the interstate and keep an eye out for any traffic slowdowns or backups. For those who couldn't travel as far, the University of Illinois Springfield held a viewing party. Staff, students, and area residents were free to attend. Though Springfield wasn't in the path of totality, guests did get to enjoy the view of 96% of the eclipse. A solar telescope was also on hand to provide views of the sun as the eclipse approached.
I think it's so cool. It's been a long time, personally, that I've ever seen this many people gathered at school, so I think it's so awesome to see the community together and students.
Yeah, I was actually just saying that I've never seen this many students gathered at the same time before, so I think it's really cool that we all came together to watch it.
Guests were also able to construct their own pin cameras and were provided with free eclipse glasses.
Elsewhere, people across the country gathered along the path of totality. Now take a look at the scene. This was in Indianapolis Motor Speedway this afternoon. Around 50,000 gathered at the raceway to witness the eclipse. Guests were allowed to walk out on the track itself during the event. And the total solar eclipse, it's wrapped up its path over North America, with totality ending in Newfoundland, Canada. It was North America's largest audience ever for an eclipse. In the U.S., an estimated 32 million people were in the path of totality, lasting up to 4 minutes, 28 seconds in some places. It will be 21 years before the U.S. sees another total solar eclipse with a path of this scale. And that was the same at many local schools as put together special eclipse viewing parties. Over at Lindsay Elementary in Springfield, fifth graders in Ms. Hayes' class, they indulged in space-themed treats, from Milky Ways to moon pies to cosmic brownies, all in the shape of the sun, as you can see. After creating artwork and learning the science behind the solar eclipse, the school gathered outside to witness the rare view of the solar eclipse. The kids oohed and awed as they took in the memorable moments, as the next solar eclipse, it's not going to be visible in the U.S. until 2044. So if you're wondering what to do with those special eclipse glasses you see everyone wearing, well, there's a great way to pass it on. You can help young stargazers by donating your used, undamaged glasses. They'll be sent to school-aged children in Latin America for them to enjoy an eclipse coming up in October. And for more information on where to send your glasses, we're going to put that address up on our website, newschannel20.com.
Thousands of people flocked to southern Illinois today for the total solar eclipse. Our Julia Rosier joins us live from there now in Carbondale.
And Julia, you experienced it. What was it like?
Don, Stacy, that eclipse was beautiful, and thousands of people came here to Carbondale to see it. Imagine 13,000 people in these stands behind me today for hours waiting for that eclipse. And a state tourism official told me that this eclipse could have brought in more people than the eclipse in 2017. Now, in 2017, over 200,000 people came to southern Illinois for the eclipse, generating about $18 million in economic impact for the region. And about 50,000 people came here to Carbondale. They are predicting that even more came to Carbondale today for the eclipse.
From a tourism perspective, it's about telling that story. It's about being in that moment, and to be able to have that many visitors in the beautiful region of southern Illinois and actually telling those stories when they go back home, that's a rare and wonderful opportunity for everyone in this region.
State officials are predicting that more international visitors came to the region for today's eclipse. We've met a few international visitors, one traveling from as far as South Africa. State tourism officials say that this eclipse that all eclipses that come through Carbondale bring in a lot of money for the state. They're anticipating that visitor and tourism numbers here in southern Illinois will continue to skyrocket throughout the week. Reporting live in Carbondale, I'm Julia Rosier. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Julia. The totality today lasted for 4 minutes, 9 seconds.
Also stopping by the path of totality in Carbondale was Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. He was at Saluki Stadium with students, staff, and fans of outer space to see the event. And he remarked it was truly a great experience and that the world got to see how great SIU is and how great Illinois is.
Here in the path of totality, truly a celestial wonder that we're witnessing, and I had never seen anything like this before. I didn't get to witness it in 2017, so being here at SIUC with all the students, with all the faculty, with all the visitors, tourists, and getting to see it all from beginning to end with an explanation from NASA experts, what a great experience.
Pritzker was also glad to see how many people the solar eclipse did bring to the southern part of the state.
And while it wasn't a total solar eclipse in the capital city, the skies still got dark this afternoon, with over 95% of the sun being covered by the moon. Lincoln Land Community College held a watch party where they had one of their professors live streaming from southern Illinois. They also had space-themed snacks and a DJ, and of course, an opportunity to watch the eclipse.
It was definitely something that you would have to be here to experience. Pictures don't do it justice. It was definitely an amazing event.
Now, the next time a total solar eclipse will span the entire U.S. from coast to coast, well, that won't be until the year 2045. Good evening. Thousands of people flocked to southern Illinois today for the solar eclipse.
That's right. Our Julia Rosier was in Carbondale and had a chance to see the eclipse in the path of totality and talk to some people who traveled countries for a chance to see that sky go dark.
Thousands of people came here to Carbondale today to see that solar eclipse. The energy and the excitement could really be felt all throughout the community. Over 13,000 people were in the stands today at Saluki Stadium cheering. But the moment the eclipse was in totality, people got a little quieter to take in that special moment.
It was incredibly emotional.
Thousands flocked to Carbondale on Monday with one goal: to see the solar eclipse.
I immediately just teared up. It was just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
At Saluki Stadium on the SIU campus, over 13,000 people sat in the stands waiting for totality at 1:59 p.m. NASA told us that in addition to the eclipse, viewers were also able to see Venus and Jupiter.
So when the moon eclipses the sun, it's actually a unique opportunity for us.
People we talked to in Carbondale traveled as far as South Africa to see the eclipse. Joseph Mina traveled from South Africa. He knew that seeing his 7th solar eclipse was a trip he knew he needed to take.
They've been epic. It's the first reaction that comes after a total eclipse. When's the next one? It's so mind-blowing to see the sun corona just expand across the sky.
We also met people who drove over 12 hours from Georgia to come to Carbondale. Mary Jo Bentley traveled from Georgia.
Seeing the actual eclipse, I think that'll just be a real special thing.
NASA told us that for southern Illinois to experience 2 eclipses like this in 7 years is a 1 in a billion chance.
If you were to stand on one part of Earth and never move, you would have to wait about 375 years on average to get a total solar eclipse. But to get 2 in 7 years, you'd have to wait a billion years. So think about that.
One state tourism official told us that this eclipse actually brought in more international visitors than the eclipse in 2017. Reporting in Carbondale, I'm Julia Rosier. Back to you.
Thanks, Julia. The totality in Carbondale was for 4 minutes and about 10 seconds. Meanwhile, the governor stopped by Carbondale to experience the eclipse. He attended a watch party at Saluki Stadium and remarked that it was truly a great experience and that the world got to see how great SIU is and how great Illinois is.
Here in the path of totality, truly a celestial wonder that we're witnessing, and I had never seen anything like this before.
Pritzker was glad to see how many people saw the solar eclipse and that were brought to the southern part of the state for it.
And while it wasn't a total solar eclipse in the capital city, there were still a few viewing parties happening around the area. One at Lincoln Land Community College, where they had a watch party from one of their professors going live from southern Illinois. And UIS had a solar telescope on hand to provide views of the sun as the eclipse approached.
Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.